Welcome back to our channel. Today I wanted to talk about traveling with a service animal and a disability. Recently, Luna and I traveled across the country. We went up the East Coast, traveling to all the national parks we could along the way. So we started in South Carolina, and it was incredible. My favorite had to be Acadia, just how beautiful it was. And I think it was Luna's favorite too, because we just had so much fun there. But yeah, here's our trip. So some of the gear that was really crucial for our trip were things like Luna's service dog vest, of course. She has a seat harness that was really great because it's been tested in car crashes before, as well as a seat belt. She also has a hammock that it goes in the car, leash, emergency hiking carrier, also a raincoat for those rainy days, especially if you're going to like Acadia or to Washington. They get a lot of rain, so having that for your dog is very important, and for yourself. Travel water bottles and travel bowls if you're like me and you have POTS or another type of disability that involves your blood pooling in your legs. I found it really helpful to use compression stockings and leggings. It helps because most of my blood goes down to my feet and it tires me out a lot faster in the car and I start drifting off, which is a problem. So I started wearing my compression socks and it has made such a huge difference in just traveling. We only drive about 6 hours at a time, but I mean, it's still a long period to be sitting and without blood in your head. So compression stockings were a game changer for me. Extra water. We had a couple gallon water bottles like under my seat, which kept it pretty cool. If you've got POTS like me, it really helps. Some of my travel tips for traveling long distances with a service dog. I personally am not a fan of how people treat me when I have a service dog, and her vested especially, because I don't like the staring. I don't like the inappropriate comments. So what we do is we go to pet friendly places when we do stops. So we have a Tractor Supplies that are all up and down the East Coast. And those are perfect because they are pet friendly. No one gives you a weird look if you bring your dog into the bathroom, and you can walk your dog around. That is definitely my favorite place to stop. But you could also stop at like pet stores, or Hobby Lobby is pet friendly. Another thing is planning stops. I planned so this is my first big road trip, traveling the entire East Coast. We traveled 2,000 miles in over 30 hours of driving, and it was huge, but it took a lot of planning ahead of time. I always plan my trips. I plan my stays, I plan where we're gonna visit, and I had so many things planned. I planned like stops every hour or two in different parks across the country, and some of them were perfect. I ended up skipping and just instead focused on resting because it's really hard on your body. And if you're road tripping like all the time, you need to take these rests that your body needs or else you're going to burn out. And once you burn out, you're done. So for me, it made a huge difference. I did the most important things, and then I focused the rest of the time on just healing and preparing for the next day and resting, which was so frustrating, but it was definitely worth it because I got to go to these amazing places and I got to be mentally in a space where I could understand where I was and not all foggy and struggling to breathe or anything. I made the mistake of driving just with music for 2,000 miles, and it was exhausting. And then I'd get tired, so I started listening to audiobooks, and I'll tell you, it's very weird to listen to some romantasy in the car with your dog and some of the things they say in the audiobooks. It just made the time fly by. So audiobooks would definitely be a big tip for me. Only drive as much as your body can handle. You don't want to push past that because then we'll hit that burnout again or you'll be sleepy at the wheel. It's very important that you respect your body if you're going to be traveling with a disability. So for me, I found 5 to 6 hours the most I could travel in a day, and I would put a stop at least halfway in between, even if it's just for food. Like usually we would hit lunchtime and then be on our way to the next spot that we're going to stay in for the rest of the day, at least in the night. And that made such a big difference. I did try 9 to 10 hours, and that just, I was in so much pain and so tired and so cranky, and it took me a lot longer to rebound from that afterwards. Luna and I plan to be traveling a lot. I also have a new job that I will hopefully be starting soon, and so that will take a big trip to get there as well because we'll be moving to Georgia and we're currently in Pennsylvania. So that'll be fun in and of itself. I figured we'd go the long way home and try to hit a bunch more national parks because it's my goal to go to every national park in the US. I know some of them, like I've been looking into some that just don't allow it. Like we went to the Great Smokies and they don't allow pets except for in the campgrounds and on one trail, and it was frustrating, but we saw so much driving, it was perfect anyways. Thank you all for watching!